Hey y'all, hey. I know. Can you see me? Can you see me? All right, today is Pothos Day, okay? Now I know this is that simple plant that you find in just about every office, okay? Easy to grow. But I want to tell you something today. Some people choose to grow Pothos this way. Now, this Pothos is about 35 years old. It's been in this pot for I don't know God how long. I inherited it or received it as a gift about 4 years ago, and it wasn't even this full. Look how full it is, all right? Now we know how to get a Pothos full. You clip it, you stick it back in there. You clip it, you stick it back in there. This baby is 35 years old, all right? I'm proud of her. Look at her. Look at her just doing her thing, all right? But let me show you her baby, okay? Now I took this from the mother plant, and I decided that I have one that's growing over and, you know, has like a ground coverage type of thing. I wanted one that climbs, and so I put a moss pole in. And look at her. Now, the color variation from the mother to the baby is a little bit different. This one is a little darker. This one is lighter, but the marbling is similar, and that's because of lighting, all right? The more light it gets, you know, the variegation comes in a marbly way. I love it. So this is the first moss pole I put in, and as you can see, the leaves on this one are larger than the leaves on this one, because when you give it something to climb, the leaves tend to get bigger. And so I'm just gonna go through the process of extending her pole, right? She's not ready to come out this pot yet. This is why I love clear pots, because you can see all the roots in here, right? And so watch me as I extend her pole and give her a little bit more room to grow. Be back. Before I start, I just want to tell you what I'm going to do for the moss pole, okay? So I have my dirt mixture here. This is some orchid bark. Let me show it to you. Orchid bark, some tropical dirt is in here. I also added cinnamon, prop drops, and Super Thrive in here, as well as systemic granules that prevents white flies and, you know, mealybugs and all that stuff. I'm paranoid. So this is the dirt that I'm going to put in my moss pole at the bottom of the pole so that it keeps the moss wet. Now, here is my moss, right? My sphagnum moss that I already wet, and I have soaking in the same stuff that I put in the dirt. Okay, because I'm paranoid. I don't want any not fleas, y'all. I don't want any gnats, okay? I don't want any white flies. I don't want any of that. So let's get started, all right? As you can see, I'm going through the process of putting in the dirt at the bottom. I also put some Leca balls in there as well. That's to help keep the sphagnum moss damp, not wet, as I said in the video. That's my mistake. But I put the dirt and the Leca balls at the bottom, and I put the sphagnum moss at the top, filled in, no gaps, okay? Because you want your plant, you know, the nodes to attach to that pole and grow. Good luck. Okay, now that process is over. So here you have it. The moss pole filled up, no spaces, no gaps, okay? And at the bottom is my dirt, and I also put Leca in before I put the dirt. I forgot to mention that earlier. So now I'm gonna go ahead and attach it to my plant and help her climb higher. Now here you have mother and daughter. Happy planting.